Today here in the Pink Cave, we are playing black and white basses. Well, pink is the new black, so it's fine. Okay, so let's talk about what we have here. Today, I was asked for a shootout video between the modern Rick and the vintage Rick. So we're going to start with the modern one. This is a 2010 4003 in jet glow. Rickenbacker standard offering that year. Just what you'd expect. All right. I'm going to go through a couple of patterns, play a few things. I have my trusty little Ampeg here behind me, and I've got the SansAmp bass fly rig on the floor. The settings are going to remain exactly the same. All we're going to do is we're going to play both basses and just do some compare between what they sound like one on the other. So here we go. So for those of you who've been listening to what I've been doing lately, this riff should be familiar. Okay, I have everything wide open. One thing that this bass does that the old ones always had was a capacitor. Pull, we now have the capacitor. Same riff. Okay, as you can tell what it does, the cap basically chokes the back pickup. It gives the output a drop. So the back pickup is not nearly as sonically as it should be. Here's where you can hear it. I'm going to push this down, back pickup only. Okay, that's with the cap engaged. Push the button. Okay, that's with the cap bypassed. Okay, pretty standard stuff. So again, the idea here is we're going to do comparisons. So front pickup. All you Slaughter fans are going to go for that. Okay, both pickups, same thing as I started with. Okay, construction differences as you will see between this guitar and the other. Obviously this has the slender body wings, the larger headstock, has a full width inlays, has a pretty flat wide neck. It is what it is. That's what they do with CNC. The old ones are all primarily hand cut, so they're across the board. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a breather here for a second. It's hot as you know what in Tennessee, so I'm going to dust off my head, sweep the sweat off, and we're going to switch basses, be back in 2 shakes. Okay, so here we have the trusty 1977 4001, complete with the very groovy paint job, and we're going to go through the same paces. Now, I will tell you, I bypass the capacitor in this bass when we get to the rear pickup. There is no push-pull, there's none of that. The cap is bypassed, which means it doesn't work. Okay, so again, same riff as I started with. So you can automatically start hearing the differences. This bass is a lot quieter than the other one, than the newer one. Ironically, these pickups actually are not 77s. They came from somewhere in the late 80s. I don't have any idea. They just kind of appeared with the guitar when I got it. So it's not a total 77, but the guts are. All the wiring in here is the old standard 77, standard pots, standard caps, except for the one. Okay, so here, let's do some things now. Front pickup. Nice and quiet. Notice the drop in volume because again, these are less output than the ones on the newer bass. Okay, now let's go with the back pickup. This is all it does. Okay, as you can tell, it's got one thing. Again, there's no push-pull. I have the cap bypassed. That's full blast for this rear pickup. Okay. Also, since I mentioned about the other one, let's look at this one in comparison. The body wings are a little thicker. The headstock's a little shorter, a little smaller. Okay, the neck profile on this is very different. The neck profile on this is still kind of thin front to back, but it's a lot skinnier side to side this way. So it's not flat like a P bass. This is more like a, if you're a Fender guy or gal, this would be like a 1 5/8 P bass. It'd be a B width. Pretty comfortable overall. These are my favorites. Okay, so again, if you're looking for a Rick, again, I did this before. I did it with, I think it was a 93, 4003, and a 76 that was blue and butchered. But it was very cool anyway. If you're looking for a Rickenbacker, again, you have some very distinct differences between the old ones and the new ones. And as you get older than 77, they change. Every year there's something different because they were hand cut. There was no CNC machine. There was no automatic. The neck is this profile and the headstock is this and this and this. It was all different. If you talk to any of the folks who worked at Rick during those days, they will tell you how different and why. We're not going there. Okay, so again, all the settings that I've placed on this guitar are the same as what I did on the newer one. The difference is the guitar itself. The shape of the guitar, the feel of the guitar, the pickups. You'll also notice this one's been modified. It's got different tuners. It has a Badass 2 bridge on it. Okay, this was done prior to my acquiring it, but I'm not going to change it because it works. Okay, if you have questions about these guitars, sweat. If you have questions about these guitars, the new ones, the old ones, anything in between, you have a couple resources. Number one, you can go on Facebook and you can look through all the Rickenbacker pages. Number two, if you need a quick hitter guide, the Pink Bassman's Quick Guide to Buying Vintage Basses is on Amazon. It's on Kindle and you can get it in print. And of course, if you have something that you want me to answer for you, put it below the video here. I'll be glad to explain anything you need to know if I'm aware of it based around a Rickenbacker. Until next time, play on. Buy one, trade for one. Get your Geddy Lee on or your Chris Squire or whoever you are. Work it, play it, have some fun. Until next time.